We are ready to continue.
You're a woman.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. Little Black Dress also thanks for the bits to slam muscle bush tits. What did he do? Don't encourage her. Go home, drop dead, thief. This used to be Alessa's. I mean, this was my desk once upon a time. How did muscle come at you? I missed this. This is a handout with our classroom resolutions written on it. It doesn't say anything about abandoning your friends or scribbling on the desks. This brings back memories, but not pleasant ones.
What a weird series of events.
Kenny, thanks for the 61 months. So I have 4 tarot cards.
I'm coming. I'm just gonna come as hard as I can.
Oh, another tarot card. The name Claudia Wolf is written very small on the cover. This looks like her diary. Man, everybody's so careless with their diary around here. November 10th. She didn't die then. She was born. I knew that for a fact. But then why haven't I found her yet? They were supposed to need her power to build paradise for the happiness of the people. She was supposed to be reborn for that. I'd really like to see her. November 14th. Read the Book of Praise. I want to thank Father for lending me such an invaluable book. I found what I've been searching for in there, how to awaken God, but it's much too cruel. Will I be able to pull it off when I see her? November 16th. I was free all day, so I read A Modern History of Refugees and Young Slaves' Child Exploitation. I don't want to be a mere bystander in this world. I can't do anything now, though, and that's what's hard. Odd. There's a birthday card on the desk. She was hanging on to this. To little Claudia, happy 6th birthday. I love you as if you were my real sister. Here's to you. Wait, sister? What's that, Masonic? Milton is a really, like, funny name for a hurricane. Like, it's apparently a formidable hurricane, and I hope everybody is, okay. But it is a really funny name for a hurricane. Okay, we've been in here. Where the hell? I don't remember if that was downstairs or upstairs. What's up, Jared? Hi, Maggie. Maggie's such a gentle little kitty, and she does that thing where she rubs up against your leg. I love that so much. Wow. That room is a room. That's alright, I haven't played the remake either. I mean, it's technically not out yet. Actually, it probably just released. Your friend and you called one of those rooms the everything's okay room because everything was very chill and normal in there. Yeah. Yeah. I can tell everything's very chill and normal around here. I'm gonna save. There's like a guy with a dog. There's a moon. There's like a queen or king. There's an eye, and then there's like a guy hanging upside down. So let's see here. Hi, Lily Beans. You want to help me? Eye of Night, Fool, Moon, Hanged Man, High Priestess. Okay. I believe I know what's going on here. Hi, Beans. Let's start with High Priestess. Moon. Eye of Night. Hanged Man and Fool. What about the other? Oh. I guess those don't matter. Oh, this is a great sound. What the fuck? Oh my god. There's a first-person view mod for this? Really? But for the PC version, right? I was having a really hard time getting that one to run.
What do I want? Well, for the two of you to die, that would be nice. Then I could relax.
When did you stop believing in God? God lives. Just look around you.
But I do believe in her. In my own way. I fear her, and I adore her. But I haven't lost my mind like you. You think that this is the work of God? Isn't this all nothing more than your own personal nightmare? Just like Alessa 17 years ago? If this really is the work of God, then I'd say she has lousy taste.
You mock God? Traitor. You will go to hell.
Not that again! Who do you think you are, claiming to know God's will?
Go home, Vincent.
Home. This church is my home. I built it with my power. The power of money that you view with such scorn. Although I admit that this atrocious scenery is all yours.
You don't like the
If you continue to get
rusty
in the way,
pastiche?
Go home, Vincent.
Well,
Thanks, Squirrely. Rust chic.
well, the guest of honor has arrived. Let's get this party started. Heather, go ahead and kill this crazy bitch. This demon who claims to speak for God. The time has come. You can kill her now.
you'll go to hell!
Oh, shit.
What did you do?
Nothing important.
You're not going to run?
Mamma mia, Papa Pia,
guess this
baby
is
got
the
to
end.
die.
No, the beginning. As Vincent said, the time has come. Alessa, I'm saddened that you didn't agree to this on your own. But I thank you for nurturing God with all the hate in your heart. It's time for mankind to be released from the shackles of sin which bind them.
But a God born from hatred can never create a perfect paradise.
Happy people can be so cruel. Is it so hard to believe that sympathy could be born out of pain and suffering? Why do you reject God's mercy? Why do you cling to this corrupt world? You know that only God can save us.
And save you too? Happy ending? I'd rather go to hell.
No, I don't expect to be saved. And that's fine. Alessa, my dearest. For the pain that I've caused you, I deserve no mercy. Even if it was to save mankind. It was too deep a sin. It was hubris for me to try to hasten the day of her arrival. Sacrifices were made. And those are my sins.
You feel so guilty about it. Why don't you go to hell? Heather, use the seal.
Vincent? The seal of Metatron?
Now your stupid dream is over.
Oh, that's just a piece of junk. What do you think you can do with that?
I mean,
Do you really think it can kill God?
you seem pretty upset that I have
I'm sorry
it.
to see you fell for my father's foolishness.
What?
You're pathetic.
Whoa.
But God loves even you. Now, Alessa, there's nowhere else to run. Just accept it,
This
Alessa.
doesn't seem good.
The pain will disappear. I've been waiting so long for this. Even as a child, I knew I would see the coming of this day. I knew I would be a witness to it. Judgment Day. Alessa?
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Shut your stinking mouth, bitch!
Oh, shit!
What in the goddamn?
Uh-oh.
Alessa? Oh, God! Bring us salvation!
She did fucking Uno reverse me. What? Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna save after I open this. That just put me way the fuck back.
What?
You okay, boy?
Hey Toby, they screwed up your internet and a tech can't get here till Tuesday. Damn. Like tomorrow? Next Tuesday? What the fuck? Why? I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to organize. You need to get Tao on and you need to organize. fucking organize all over that ISP.
What?
Okay. Damn. As it is difficult to control, it's not usually used. This is why it bears the name Metatron. What?
What are you doing?
Dad.
Chaos.
She is nearly here. Alessa, what have you done?
Birth control, bitch! She swallowed that day after pill. Yeah, is that Sync, baby?
Looks like God didn't make it.
Stop! God is...
God is a jelly bean. Oh, oh, you what? Fucking. That's maybe the most unhinged thing I've seen in a video game.
I don't
cannot
like
kill
it.
God.
Eject!
I will birth God.
That is up there with getting your face peeled off in Martha's Dead.
I will.
I just want to absorb what so somehow Heather has had a baby inside of her. She just barfed it up via some kind of magical Plan B pill. And then this woman ate the vomit baby. And now what?
What?
Okay. Now we're gonna go into the church's vagina. What happened? The crevasse. As you do. I think these are gonna need another playthrough. It's just unhinged. Oh? What the fuck is this?
Can't be dead. I was gonna kill you.
Kill Steele! No!
This is God.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that the end? I guess it's time to roll the credits.
attacked and I dethroned God. Pretty sick.
You're still alive.
Heather, what the?
Excuse me?
What? Heather?
Whoa, okay.
Just a joke.
What? Terrible taste.
I'm sorry.
Heather, did
You
you...
don't have to call me that. I'm not hiding anymore.
It was just a prank, Han.
What was it again?
Cheryl. The name my father gave me.
You gonna let your hair color go back too?
I don't know. Don't you think blondes have more fun?
You know, she's fine, just unscathed. Alright, I want to read through plot just to make sure I absorbed this correctly while credits are rolling.
Spoke of tortured souls, so outrageous the toll. You can look.
Okay. 17 years passed since the events of the first game in this one. Heather Mason, the baby whom the incubator gave to Harry Mason at the end of the first game, is now a teenager. It is revealed that Harry took Heather into his care to raise her as his own daughter. One day, while running an errand for her adoptive father at the Central Square shopping center, Heather falls asleep inside a burger joint and dreams about Silent Hill. She finds herself wandering through a nightmarish amusement park. After fighting her way past several monsters, Heather walks along the roller coaster tracks until she's struck down by the coaster. After that incident in a nightmare, she wakes up. She exits the burger joint. She calls her father and lets him know that she's on her way home. Just as she's leaving, Heather encounters a detective named Douglas Cartland, who was hired by a cult known as the Order to find her. Heather, thinking of him as a stalker, ducks into the ladies' restroom, jumps out the window, but her way out is blocked on both ends. She's forced to find another way through the mall. Inside, Heather realizes there's strange monsters lurking around. In a clothing store, Heather finds a handgun to defend herself. As Heather wanders through the mall, she encounters a barefoot woman dressed in all black with flowing blonde hair, a high priestess of the order named Claudia Wolf, who has been searching for her, or rather Alessa Gillespie, for a long time. Claudia tells Heather her talents are required, but also tells her, remember me and your true self as well, and that she will be led to paradise with blood-stained hands. Heather then comes down with a serious migraine as Claudia departs. When Heather enters the elevator, or an elevator, its descent causes a radio to drop from the ceiling, which emits static whenever monsters are nearby. The elevator door opens, revealing a second, more sinister-looking elevator that indicates a crossover into another reality. After riding the second elevator down, Heather then finds herself inside a nightmare version of the mall. Even though she's frightened, she manages to make it back to the real world after a battle with a big worm in the depths. Once everything's back to normal, Heather heads for the subway so that she may return home. However, Douglas stops her. Heather assumes the private eye is on Claudia's side, but he tells her that he was only hired to find her. Heather leaves the bewildered man alone and enters the subway. As with the mall, the subway is deserted with the exception of the odd monster here and there. Heather even has a close call when she narrowly avoids being run over by a subway car. She takes the aforementioned subway to the underpass. No, wait a minute. Run over by a subway car, you say? No. She takes the aforementioned subway to the underpass and fights her way through the sewer-like corridors until she reaches a construction site, which she uses to get to another building, which is called the Hilltop Center. It's adjacent to the construction site through an open window. It is inside the Hilltop Center that while inspecting a bathtub, Heather enters the nightmarish world once again. She encounters a guy named Vincent, who is a member of the Order with Claudia, but has different views on where the cult should go. After a brief conversation, she abandons him as well, voicing her beliefs that there's something wrong with him. When Heather reaches the exit, she finds a monster blocking it. Heather finds scattered pages of a fairy tale which contain the words tu fui ego eris that makes the monster disappear. After getting rid of it, she is brought back to the normal world and she escapes the Hilltop Center. She then arrives at the Daisy Villa apartments and discovers the body of Harry, her dad, slumped in his chair, brutally murdered. Heather follows the bloody trail to the apartment's rooftop where Claudia is there. Her explanation for Harry's murder is that some 17 years ago he thwarted the cult's plans and that killing Harry would fill Heather's heart full of hatred. Claudia merely tells her that she wasn't the one that killed him, only that she gave the order to her companion, a monster known as the Missionary. Claudia tells Heather that she will be waiting for her in Silent Hill, and then leaves. After killing the monster, Heather finds Douglas inside the apartment. He helps her move the body to his room, Harry's room, covered by a sheet with lilies. Heather pays her final respects to her father and decides to find Claudia and kill her in revenge, despite Douglas telling her that revenge isn't the answer. Douglas offers to drive her to Silent Hill, which she eventually and reluctantly agrees to. Outside of the apartment, Douglas hands Heather a map of Silent Hill, which is a gift from Vincent, and tells her that Vincent says to look for a man named Leonard Wolfe, who is Claudia's father. She also gives her a notebook from her father, he also gives her a notebook from Vincent, or Leonard, which acts as an explanation of Heather's past and a final goodbye to her. Heather and Douglas arrive in Silent Hill the following day. The town itself is deserted and covered by fog. They set up refuge in Jack's Inn and split up. Heather heads for Brookhaven Hospital while Douglas goes over to search Leonard Wolfe's house. Heather searches the hospital for clues for Claudia's whereabouts, but instead, among other things, she finds demonic nurses, some of which are armed. She also finds one of the hospital patients named Stanley Coleman, who has an unhealthy obsession with her, and that Leonard is imprisoned within the hospital. Heather also comes across a startling discovery about herself long forgotten, that she is in fact the reincarnation of Alessa Gillespie, as she has memories of Alessa's life from before the fire. Heather enters the nightmare realm once again, and it is here that she encounters Leonard Wolfe. Unfortunately, Leonard has degenerated into a monster and attacks Heather, who defeats him. Heather acquires the Seal of Metatron, which is a talisman that Leonard possessed, and the hospital becomes normal again. Heather returns to Jack's Inn to meet with Douglas, but just before she returns, Claudia and Vincent have a conversation that Heather doesn't see, but we do, about the cult and Leonard Wolfe's abusiveness towards Claudia in the motel room. Vincent's waiting for Heather when she returns to Jack's Inn. Claudia, having already left, Heather asks him about Douglas's whereabouts. Vincent tells her he's left a message saying the church is on the other side of the lake. He also tells Heather that Claudia is inside of the church and that she must pass through the lakeside amusement park to get there. Heather follows Vincent's advice, only to find that when she arrives at the park, she enters the nightmare once again, and it's become hers. Heather follows the path to the roller coaster, only this time around, because she has the knowledge of what's going to happen, she jumps off the tracks before the car runs her over. In another part of the park, Claudia and Douglas are arguing. Douglas feels betrayed by Claudia, saying that while Claudia says Heather was kidnapped and brainwashed, he feels Heather's actually a normal girl. Claudia then explains they need Heather back to the cult because God needs to be born and usher in a new paradise, which is an eternal world filled with no pain, hunger, sickness, old age, greed, or war. Douglas then points out a place without any worries or negative implications It's not really a paradise, but a stagnant world where nothing happens of any real value. Douglas sighs, saying that that type of world would be pointless and boring in response. Claudia tells Douglas that she pities him. He pulls out a gun and points it at her, and what happens afterwards remains a mystery. Okay. After exploring the amusement park, Heather eventually runs into Douglas once again. Now, wait a minute. Is that a typo? Claudia and Douglas are arguing? Wouldn't it be Claudia and Vincent? Anyways, Heather runs into Douglas once again. However, he is unable to come. Oh, no. I remember this. Okay. Douglas, she runs into him. He's unable to come with Heather because he's got a broken leg, which implies that Claudia broke it using some kind of psychokinesis. Douglas reveals that his son was shot robbing a bank and talks more about his life. Heather promises to come back once she's done with things, and she comes to find herself in the same area of the amusement park where Harry was 17 years earlier. On the carousel, Heather encounters her doppelganger, which is the memory of Alessa. The other Heather is bloodied and severely burned. After defeating her dark self, Heather reaches the entrance to the cult's church. She encounters Claudia inside the chapel, and Heather tells her that Alessa likes the world just the way it is, which may have actually been Alessa or just Heather pretending to be that as a way of manipulating Claudia. Claudia has a strong will and explains there's too much suffering in the world, and God and her cult will change that. Heather explains suffering is a fact of life and you have to face that reality. She then feels pain as the god is close to being ready for birth, and Claudia then leaves. She fights her way through corridors of this church, and she encounters Vincent inside the library. He asks her about the seal of Metatron, which Heather has in her possession. He's relieved, and he believes it can be used as a weapon to defeat Claudia. When Heather finally catches up to the cult's inner sanctum, Claudia wounds Vincent with a knife, and Heather is somewhat taken aback by this. Claudia calms down. She resumes her usual composure and thanks Heather for making God feel hate and becoming closer to paradise. Heather then points out that a God who believes in hate can never create a perfect world. Claudia retaliates by saying that even a joyful world can be a cruel place, and that in order to understand sympathy, one must understand pain and suffering. Vincent is still alive at this point, and he tells Claudia that Heather has the seal of Metatron. Claudia then reveals that the seal is useless, and then kills Vincent. Then Heather almost succumbs to rage and then gets herself under control. The pendant that Heather wears around her neck was a birthday gift from Harry. Inside of it contains a capsule of aglaophotis, which is a liquid known for exorcising demons. Oh, we read that in the book. That's right. Heather swallows it. She vomits up the fetus of God onto the floor. After taunting Claudia that God didn't make it, Heather attempts to stomp on it with her boot, but Claudia shoves her aside, picks up the creature, and eats it, which again is one of the most unhinged things I've ever seen in a video game, which is a positive. After ingesting God herself, Claudia falls through a hole. Heather jumps in after her. Inside the chamber, Claudia is dead and gives birth to that monstrous god. Heather then discovers the god, which resembles a repulsive skeletal body with a reptilian female face and some sort of metal helmet provided by Valtiel. Due to Claudia, God has been reborn. Heather kills the god, avenges her father, collapses on the floor, and mourns his death. And that is Silent Hill 3 in a nutshell. Oh my. Okay. There's only on your first run, I guess you can only receive the normal ending. But what determines your ending on successive runs is a point system that awards you for kills, damage received, forgiving the lady in the church's confession box. And oh wow, you get 1,000 points for forgiving her. Damage points will vary depending on enemy attacks. It's hard to determine the exact amount of damage points received. So whether you receive normal or possessed ending on subsequent playthroughs depends on whether you've received 4,000 points. Additionally, there's a joke ending on top of it, called the Revenge. So I wanted to look at the other endings because it seemed like there was one kind of conclusive ending to this and not necessarily more than one. So we saw the normal ending. There's the possessed ending and then the revenge ending. So there's only 3 here. Extra costume. Ryu, thank you so much for the raid. Okay. We'll go ahead and close that. Am I ready for Silent Hill Tommy Wiseau edition? I'm thinking I want to go to the remake and then we'll resume with the Wiseau edition. Okay, so this is the possessed ending. This is only achievable in an extra new game. You have to accumulate at least 4,000 points.
What'd you do?
Seems like when she jokingly pretends like she's gonna kill him, that's where maybe the difference is. And then the revenge ending, which is only achievable in extra new game, and is kind of the joke ending.
I'm home, Dad. Listen, something crazy is going on.
Yes!
Well, it's like this. And that's about it.
Oh, my poor little Cheryl. I can't believe that. I'm going to Silent Hill, and I'm gonna bust some heads.
Oh, Dad, you're the coolest!
That's so fucking stupid. What should happen?
さあ良い子のみんな集まれ良い子のみんなそろそろ UFO エンディングとか飽きちゃってんじゃないのかい？よーし、みんな素直だ。素直が一番成長するぞ。それじゃあそんな成長期のみんなでサイレントヒルの歌を歌おうかな。よーし、いくよ。ワン、ツー、ワン、ツー、ゴー、ナナ。シェイク。
Yeah.
Yo, shake it, shake it, yo. As I run here alone,
Yeah, I'm trying. Claudia, Honto Hayasha いおばさんだ。おたしとかた。Okay, I can't keep up.
怒ると怖い。
の歌みんなで歌う。みんなで歌いますよ。
次はヴィンセント行くよ。
ヴィンセント、本当はしいおやもい。おたのでおばさらとてとかいじゃるし。Okay. わがままだよ。
でも偉いじゃん、おばあちゃん引いたんだ。
Silent Hill の歌、みんなで歌う。みんなで歌いますよ。Oh my god. This goes on for another 2 minutes.
ダグラス、本当は探偵じゃないんだ。朝とかやたら早いし、磯の香りするし。それはね、魚屋さんだから。カンパチやすいよ。
カツオください。
じゃあ最後にヘザーね。ヘザー本当はバツイチ2児の母。育児とか大変だし、パートも行けないといけないし。だってさ、ヤンママだからなめんなよって。
Silent Hill. Silent Hill の歌、みんなで歌おう。みんなで歌いましょう。Silent Hill の歌。Thanks, Best Medic, for the 76 months. Well, all right then. Fantastic.